start off this video with 3 important things. 1. I am not glad XXXTentacion is dead. 2. This is not about glorifying gun violence or murder or saying that taking someone's life is okay or justified in any way. Last, my heart goes out to his friends and family that are going through this. But for everybody else, we have to ask ourselves a serious question. Why are the rest of you sad XXXTentacion passed away? To understand the reaction to Tentacion's death, we have to understand the context of his stardom. It's also important that we parse out what he's done and how people have consistently reacted to it. When he first rose to a more public prominence, it was for the hashtag #FreeX. Already having a following for his first debut single, Look at Me, which he released on his SoundCloud, his fans took to social media to demand he be released. Why was he arrested and jailed in the first place? Well, he was jailed ahead of his trial date, having been charged with battery, assault, and witness tampering. The plaintiff was his then-girlfriend, Geneva Ayala. I'm not going to get into the exact timeline and gruesome details of that trial or their relationship. I've left a comprehensive guide in the description for you guys to check it out. But there are some key takeaways from that. This took place over the course of several years. It was not one isolated incident, but several that grew more frequent and more severe each time. By the end of it, she needed eye surgery because he had beaten her so badly. And she wasn't the only one. He also, at some point during one of his tenures in prison, beat a gay man within an inch of his life. In his own words, he did it because—
So he's staring at me type shit.
Now, with all that I've described, you'd think I'd be talking about some kind of hardened criminal with no social standing, not a prominent figure. In reaction to his trial and evidence that he might be a violent homophobe and abuser, people have decided to discredit the victims, either saying that they completely made it up, or, even worse, that they deserved it. He's not just being mourned by the public though, but also by figures such as Jadena, Kanye West, and Drake. These individuals consistently claimed that he wanted to change, that he was going to change, and even likened him to figures such as Malcolm X. Personally, I don't buy any of this. If you're going to discredit a victim's account, even in the face of physical evidence, and the perpetrator himself saying he did the crime, then you're basically saying that this is fine to happen to anyone. Either you're being blinded by your obsession with this person and turning a blind eye to their crimes and mistakes, or you're saying that it's okay for them to do these crimes just because they're famous. Beyond that, let's talk briefly about the celebrity reaction. Guys, what the hell are you saying? To compare this man to Malcolm X is insane. Let's buy into your argument. If Malcolm X did die at age 20, then he would be remembered as, exactly as you're describing, a violent abuser and a criminal. He's only remembered as a champion of civil rights and as a militant black activist because he decided to do those things and he actually did those things. You can only make the claim that you believe in change for the young if that person wants to change and actually actively decides to change, not when they've had a consistent history of abuse and violence and show no remorse for it. Tentacion is not Malcolm X. Don't compare him to that. Malcolm X decided to change. Tentacion never showed any indication of doing that. And that didn't happen not because he was cut off too soon, but because he was a person that was content with making the same mistakes over and over and over. It's fine if you like him for his music. It's fine if he helped you through a dark time of your life with his art. But to say that he was a legend or a hero of any kind cheapens those words. All of this revolves around one larger, more thematic question. This question can be seen in how we, as a society, have chosen our pop celebrities. Who are we choosing to make our heroes? And what is our criteria for being a good person? If all it takes is a mic and a trap beat, then Tentacion is a fucking legend. But if we care about people that are abused, about people like Geneva Ayala, we need to start checking different boxes.